So I just went and bought the Amazon Halo View. So this is a newer fitness tracking device made of course by Amazon, and I'm comparing it against my Fitbit Charge 5, which is my current favorite fitness wearable that you can get right now. But I want to present to you what you get in the unboxing and my first initial thoughts on the product overall. So the Amazon Halo View is simply a fitness wearable device. So it can track many of the things that other trackers out there can, such as many of your workouts, sleep, heart rate, and many of those just standard things you'd find in basically any device out there. For me, it makes me remember the Fitbit Charge 2. One of the main things with this one is it does not have GPS, which was one of the big selling points of the Fitbit Charge 3 way back in the day. So I'm jumping all the way back to the Fitbit Charge 2 to make my comparison here, but I would say this is a bit upgraded from that device itself. So the big difference with the Halo View is going to be the price tag, coming in at only $59.99 on Amazon.com. So this is a big pay cut from what I paid for my Fitbit Charge 5. Doesn't come with all the bells and whistles, but it does have some few differences here than the Charge 5. So let's take a look at the unboxing, see what you get, and see what my first impressions of the device are. So in the box, which is actually very small when you get it, you're going to get your Halo View. So this is the main device. It also comes with the wrist strap you pick. So I picked the large one, and that's the one I'm going to be wearing and testing for my initial thoughts on the product. And then you also get, of course, the manual and the charging cable. So the charging cable is very similar to the old Fitbit where you have the clamp that goes around the edges, but I'll get to that in a little bit, but just know those are the items that you'll get. Setup was very simple. All you had to do is basically follow the on-screen instructions, make sure you have it charging at the same time, and it took me all of 5, maybe-ish 10 minutes to get everything done while upgrading the device to get it going. Alright, now I'm going to rattle off some of the features of the Halo View. So first off, it comes with a colored display. Some of the icons and things are that color, but you will find that most of the text is white overall. So kind of like the graph icons or hearts are going to be colored, but everything else is just the white text. The Halo View does come with 50 water resistance, so this is the same as pretty much every other wearable out there, so you can do a nice little short swim or something with it and not have it break on you. Now I haven't tested this fully yet, but it does say that it can hold a 7-day charge, and without having GPS on it, I wouldn't be that surprised that it can hold this type of charge as well. And then it can also charge up to full, it says, from 0 to full in about 90 minutes. So that's not too bad if you're starting all the way from 0 to get a full charge. One thing the Halo View does have that's gone away with, like, say, the Fitbit Charge 5 is that it has an actual back or home button. So the very bottom of the device, it's very kind of hard to see at first, but there's a little touch button that you can press that brings you back to just the main clock screen. So this is really nice when trying to get back, because I find on the Fitbit Charge 5, I have to like double tap to get all the way back, which can be annoying. I might accidentally press something wrong. Where this one actually has a touch button that you can use that I wish was actually in the other device. And then of course you come with your other apps, so you'll have all your exercises, you'll have your other tools such as alarms and stopwatches. All those basic items again are on this device, just like all the others, and function the exact same way. Of course you have sleep tracking, with something I actually regularly look at and use because I feel like that's something I lack in mostly with my fitness training. But otherwise, it's very similar to what I'd say the Fitbit Charge 5 has overall for the basic features. So now I'm going to jump into my pros and cons on the first impressions I've had only using this for about 2 days now as of shooting this video. So here's what I think of the device. So first off, it is very responsive. All the touching, moving of all of the watch itself seems like it works very well. I've never had it not react to what I want to do. And also when you flip it towards you, just like all the other wearable devices that shut off, it turns back on so you can see it. You can turn that feature off, but I like it and personally use it. So when you just flip it, it turns on, and then you look away, it turns off. But touching it, moving things around, all of that has worked seamlessly since using the device. Also, the Halo View is very lightweight. I'd actually say lighter than my Fitbit Charge 5 overall, and is very comfortable once you actually get the device on your wrist. So it's kind of similar in that how you put it on is that you put a little latch on the device and then you loop the band actually underneath to keep it in place. And I found this is actually much more comfortable than the old style where you had like the little loop you had to put it through. So I like this wristwatch and the band a lot, as they are rather comfortable. It is a bit smaller than I'd say the Fitbit Charge 5 itself, but overall I like it so far. And also that button on the main screen is a big pro for me, as I can jump all the way back to the main screen whenever I want by just clicking the bottom little button. I wish this was on the Fitbit Charge 5, but at least the Halo View decided to put it in as I think it's a good feature. So now let's jump into the cons of the Halo View. So first off, and this happened almost right away, and that's trying to put this thing on my wrist. It is not the easiest to get on, and I think this was an issue with my Charge 5 as well, but this one was way, way harder. So there's a little button that you put through one of these holes initially, and I had so much trouble getting this on. I don't know if it's because of the size of the band or what, but it took me forever to get this on and also stay linked when trying to put the band through the rest of the wristwatch. So just know that is probably my least favorite thing about the design of this watch is how they set this up and trying to get it onto my left wrist. Next up, we have that there is no built-in GPS, and this was one of the big reasons I jumped on the Fitbit Charge 3 way back in the day, because I was doing things like Spartan races and road running races way back then, and I wanted to track my times to see how I was doing, but now they do not have that anymore. So you can time yourself and stuff, you can say that you're doing runs, but you can't actually GPS track that and see how that went overall and get readings of like where you slowed down, where you went fast, all that stuff. You can't see that anymore on this device. So it's kind of more of like, again, that Fitbit Charge 2 starter device, but not as good because it's missing that GPS. My next con is that this is a big downgrade for the charger cable than what I get with the Fitbit Charge 5. So the Fitbit Charge 5, again, I really do like that device, has a magnetic and very small charging port that you just put on the back side of it to charge the device. This one goes back to the Fitbit Charge 4 where you have the clasp thing that goes around it. And I always felt like this was bulky and always, to me, like when I was traveling, felt like I was going to break it. So it's something I'm not a big fan of, but is present on this device. And lastly, and this mainly goes back to the app, everything kind of worth tracking on the device seems to be behind the paywall. Now you do get a full year subscription when you buy the Amazon Halo View. So that's really cool that they give you a full year to test it all out. And that's about $3.99 a month after that. So not overly expensive, especially if you use the other features like all of the trainings and stuff they have inside the app, which is quite a lot. But just know, I like to do things for free if you follow this channel. And unfortunately, a lot of the actual main features, once your trial runs out, will be behind a paywall. So with that, what are my plans on using this for the next 30 days? So of course I'm testing my Fitbit Charge 5 and now this Halo View kind of at the same time as I got them relatively close to one another. So I'll be kind of swapping back and forth, giving an update after 30 days of using this to see how I like it, and then probably doing a whole comparison of the two and picking which one I want to use moving forward. So I will be going ahead and testing this for the next month or so, and maybe even beyond, we will see. Make sure if you haven't already to jump over to the Fitbit Charge 5 video review I did after using it for 30 days to see if that will work better for you. But with that, remember to be fit and game on.